What is up, guys and girls? It's your boy the Hunter Fisher, and today's video is going to be all about the SLX BFS. Let's get right into it. Another fish today. Alright guys, welcome back to the Epic Banger video. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little intro. Let me turn off my windshield wipers. It is a rainy day today, but I really wanted to get out here and go do some fishing because I have a feeling it's going to be turning around here soon. The spring transition is always a really bad time of year for me personally while fishing, so I'm really excited to see what we can possibly get into today. But nevertheless, what we're going to be specifically talking about today, at least my plan is to specifically talk about it, is the SLX BFS. If you guys don't know, I've already reviewed something called the Curado BFS by Shimano as well. These are both BFS reels. Relatively speaking, the Scorpion, the SLX, and the Curado are pretty much all the same reel, to be honest with you guys. There's just a different amount of bearings in the handle. There's another bearing, and I think in the worm guide to make it slightly smoother. But I'm actually going to tell you the only technically saltwater rated reel, according to Shimano, is going to be the SLX BFS. Curado BFS is not saltwater capable. Neither is the Scorpion BFS. Neither of those reels are ready to be saltwater, simply because it's a little weird with the BFS models. They're not the same as industry standard models that are currently available. Like a regular Curado is actually salt capable, but a Curado BFS isn't. So take that how you will. It's just a weird thing that Shimano's done. SLX reels aren't really typically saltwater capable as well. I don't know if what the truth is there either quite so, because it's kind of, I've heard both really. But yeah, so the reel we're gonna be just essentially reviewing, it's my first day out with it. I've tried fishing with it already, but it was a tank of a day, and I took like 4 casts and left. So just because I had to take a break from fishing, just because I kind of got tired of going hard for too long. And sometimes you just got to do that. Whenever you do something that you love so much, you don't want to water yourself down. You're going to lose the experience that you used to love with it. So that's what I had to do for myself personally. So yeah, I got this reel from Digitaka a couple weeks ago. Digitaka is a great little space to actually order a lot of Japanese JDM tackle and stuff like that. But my favorite place is always going to be BaitFinesseEmpire, because BaitFinesseEmpire is here in the United States. It's always great to help out small businesses in the United States because it's going to help our economy, blah, 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 blah. But we also want people like Mir over at BaitFinesseEmpire to keep doing great things for us, because he's actually gotten a lot of products to the US that we would have never really heard of before, like Jackson Quan. I've never heard of them prior to working with BaitFinesseEmpire with a lot of products, and I really love their stuff. Jackall products are in stock like crazy at BaitFinesseEmpire. There's tons of stuff. So if you're going to pick up this reel, I highly recommend checking out BaitFinesseEmpire. They actually had this reel for just under 200 bucks. So it's cheaper than things like the Casking Kestrel. It's cheaper than the Alphas Air. I think I actually lowered the price on the Casking Kestrel now that I think about it. Either way, I'd probably still recommend you go with the SLX BFS right now. The reason why is because the casting's a little bit better. Just because you're able to cast a little lighter. The thing is with the Kestrel is you can cast light but not very far. I don't know. I want to do a shootout one day just to see what happens, but to be honest, I have each reel for each different thing in my arsenal personally. And soon we're going to be a rod and reel arsenal video. We're going to be seeing that on the channel here soon. I think that's enough talking about what we're doing today and what we're reviewing. Let's get out on the water. It's raining. I'm going to be wet all day. I can't wait. It's going to be lovely. Fish are wet anyway, so they don't care. Let's get out on the water and I'll see you guys there on the GoPro. So first cast with the SLX BFS feels pretty smooth. I'm not going to lie. It's relatively pretty smooth. I guess once you get past that kind of like budget CDM level of most BFS reels, you kind of get the smoothness you're looking for. There's a lot of fish moving down there. There we go, that's not bad at all. Heck, we can probably turn it down just a little bit. I will say, guys, so far the SLX BFS feels like it palms really well. I will say that something different I've already kind of noticed about this reel versus my Curado BFS I've reviewed before is the fact that this one I'm able to cast at lower braking settings, which is weird because it's the same exact, like pretty much reel at its core. And like with the Curado BFS, I was casting at like really high braking settings to keep it like getting good range. I'm getting good range now at like almost 2. So I'm gonna set it to 2 and see how that performs. But like literally, if I was casting with my old Curado BFS right now, it would have been like in the 4s, probably like 3s to 4s, high 3s, 4s, which makes no sense. But I've heard that essentially Roro was struggling to get the replacement spools to fit on the Curado BFS, the new ones they just made, because essentially the bolt that's this socket that's in here on this side, it essentially it was off center, off kilter pretty much, and they didn't know how to like essentially build around that. So maybe that had something to do with mine. Maybe I was like one of the 2% that had reels like that. But apparently 2% of all Curado BFSs were off-centered. So that's the reason why I got rid of my Curado BFS. We're down to 2. And that's casting like a dream right now. And I have like full line on my reel right now. So that's kind of crazy. That's cool. I like how far this reel's casting so far. Guys, I am now below 2 with this reel. So that's pretty cool. I will say, like, this is the same gripe I had with the Curado BFS design, that I had the same misgrievance, I think, with this design as well. I don't like the brake dial. The brake dial is kind of hard to move, and that's mainly because it's so like, it's such a small slit. And I understand why it's there, because it's supposed to be like a super minimalistic, like sports car, modern design type stuff. But to be honest, it's kind of a hassle to have to fix it. There were some redheads that just flew by. Oh, that's funny. But it's a hard brake tile to mess with, because it just kind of gets cumbersome most of the time while you're on the water, and it's not exactly a smart design in my opinion. People ran into the same thing with the Aldebaran, and that's the only misgrievance I have so far with the reel's physical design. And I mean, it's not really something that bothers me. It doesn't take but a minute to fix, so you can get more of a precise reading, I guess. But I will say Daiwa definitely has a better brake dial. Like, by a long shot has a better brake dial, because it's just much more simpler to deal with, and it's also easier to take apart. So far, guys, I've been kind of consistently getting about probably 30-yard casts, I would say, at least 30-yard casts, I would say, and it's been kind of good. I've been liking it so far. I think this is going to be a really good, like, 1/8 to 1/4 ounce reel, and that's kind of what I wanted out of this reel. I kind of wanted like more of like, I would say, I would call it bass finesse is what I would probably call it. I have a different rod I'm going to pair this with for a while. This rod, I think I'm going to keep a Calcutta Conquest BFS on this rod, but maybe I'll switch this reel back and forth between this rod and this another rod that I have coming in currently. I'm going to be trying out a Surinoya fox hunting rod. It's a new rod from Surinoya. It's 2023. It's a really good looking rod, and it also looks like it'll be made out of great components, Fuji, all that stuff. But I'm really excited to test it out, because I'm a big fan of Surinoya products. I haven't tried one of their rods yet, but I'm really excited, looking forward to it. I want to try the Dragon series, because the Dragon series, the new one they just released, has like the Stratic CI4 style seats that they had for a while. Not Stratic, it's just the CI4 seats, and I'm really excited to see something like that too. So this reel will be getting switched on and off some rods depending on what I want to do that day, I guess, because this rod I think is a little meant for the like lighter stuff. I think this rod would be better for that 1/16 to 1/4 ounce range, but I don't know that for a fact. I know that this rod's pretty tough because it's hit the ceiling fan a couple of times, but knock on wood on that one. Guys, I just realized something. The Varivas line that I'm using currently, the braid, I can actually like essentially cast a certain distance, and I can tell you, I think, how many meters it will be. I think that's how it goes. Let me search it up really quick, because there's a thing with the Varivas line I'm using where it's like preset measurements or something. Let me tell you. All right, guys, let's go to BaitFinesseEmpire, click shop, fishing lines, braided line. You guys can see all this too. Let's see, where are we at? Varivas Super Trout Advanced Bait Finesse is what I'm using. So on the website it says every green part is about 6 feet, or 5.57, which is about 6. So about every green to next yellow is 6.5 feet, or 1.7 meters. So 1.7 meters and 30 centimeters, 1.7, 30 centimeters. So essentially, I'm gonna count how many of the green to the yellow section, and I'm going to stop it where the next green starts. I'm going to cast that and see what happens. So we're going to consider it 6.5 feet per thing. So we're gonna measure it at the rod tip as well. So let's give it a cast. Wasn't my most amazing cast, but it was a normal cast. So we're gonna start now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm getting bit. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so like 18 and a half, because I was about right there last time. So 18 and a half times 6.5. Let's get it. 120 divided by, say, 3. So that was a 40-yard cast. So that was 120 feet. Wait, what? Let me go back. Yeah, 120 feet. So we did 120 feet, which turned into yards is 40 yards. So we're getting 40-yard casts with a 1/8 ounce jig and the SLX BFS right now. So that's pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. For an 1/8 ounce, it's not bad. I wanted it for finesse, so we're getting finesse. So that's really cool in my opinion. So yeah, if you guys want to know a real test, that was the cast, the real test, I guess is what we call it. So yeah, that's cool. I will say an upgrade I kind of want to do is maybe upgrade the bearings. I will say I kind of am interested in upgrading bearings. I don't know quite yet. If you guys haven't already checked it out, there's plenty of bearing options on BaitFinesseEmpire.com. I'm pushing BaitFinesseEmpire.com so much, guys, because it's one of the best places in the US you can get bait finesse gear right now. So I'm always going to push it because got a lot of strong support from him over there. So yeah, but if you guys are interested in bearings for reels like the Cast King Castrol Elite, Daiwa Alphas Air TW, the new SS Air is probably gonna have some decent bearings in it, but you might want to get replacements for trout fishing. But I always recommend getting new bearings if you're getting a new spool anytime soon. Like say if you're getting a new trout spool, I would recommend it. Like this has an Avail spool available, but I almost always will recommend going with better bearings because it helps you get better casts. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, I highly recommend it. But if you guys are looking to upgrade your reel just a little bit, bearings are the first place to do it. If you're looking for bearing tools or cleaning tools, tons of that out of BaitFinesseEmpire. There's actually a reel maintenance kit, which I'm actually going to hit to this reel when I get home probably today, because I want to get the grease off of the, there's a grease on the spool shaft, so I don't really like that because I feel like there's too much grease in the spool shaft. There's also grease in the bearings, which is never good in my opinion. So that's probably hindering my casting distance just slightly. So I'm gonna use the Duthlon kit and see if I can maybe get the extra couple of feet out of these bearings and see what they look like. So yeah, check it out, BaitFinesseEmpire.com if you're looking for it. Oh, and another thing about BaitFinesseEmpire, I wanted to show you guys this really quick because I haven't really showed it on video too much. This right here, actually I've showed it on Instagram, but this right here is the BaitFinesseEmpire Empire Shad. This is a Eurotackle BaitFinesseEmpire exclusive color. It's black and white with red and gold flake, I guess. It might be just over colored because I had it sitting on my windowsill for like a week and a half. But yeah, that's a cool little color that Bennett Eurotackle and Amir over at BaitFinesseEmpire put together. So yeah, I've gotten a couple of fish on it so far, but not today. Oh, I'm on. Let's go, guys. I have no idea what I'm on, but I have a fish on. Let's go. I'm walking down this bank over here. Oh, it's stronger, or it's just a current, either one. Oh, I see it out there. He's at the end of that current. This is gonna take me a minute to get in. Oh, they're here though. I really hope this is like good bait. Come on, get out of that current. Man, he is hugging the ground. It's probably a catfish. Because that's what happened when those gates opened last year. There's just tons of catfish. No, it's a redfish. Let's go. He's got me buried in that current. Holy crap. There we go. Sweet, guys. All right, guys, that's first fish of the day. That's got me hyped. All I did was let it sit in that current, and he just munched it. That right there is on my little Cheb rig. Huh. I was kind of hoping to catch bait, but he'll work too. That's cool. Cool by me. Fish is fish. Let's freaking go, guys. That got me excited. A little more excited, I would say. Sweet. Guys, the rig that I caught him on was this Jackson tiny squid on a Cheb rig with an inch hook from Rivas Nogales. So yeah, pretty excited about that. It's already turning around compared to when I came out here yesterday. It was trash. Even though this water's flowing like crazy, it can be really bad, honestly. Like, if you don't know when to time it correctly, which I never know when to actually time it correctly, so don't listen to me if you're fishing current like this. But this spot, it's so pressured, you never know when it's actually going to be any good. So there is that. Ding, he bent out that hook. That tiny freaking hook was bent out. That's crazy. I got a fish. Let me know if you need a different hook for the cut bait. I'll hook y'all up. Come on, come in there. That's a redfish or a trout, I can't tell. That's another redfish. There we go. We are on. Literally switched baits and immediately got on. Let's go. We're on the Jackson tiny squid right now with another 1/8 ounce tungsten. But this time just a jig head, no EWG hook because it broke on me. So we're gonna get this fish in. Oh, he's in that current. Fudge. Come on, get on in. We currently have a redfish on the tiny squid again. Oh, let's get him up. There we go, another redfish, guys. We never mind this many small redfish. Right there on the Jackson tiny squid once again. I really appreciate it if you gave me my lure back. There we go, another fish. And release him back. Right back in the water. Let him grow, baby. Oh man. Heck. Guys, I've been losing fish left and right, dude. This current gives them so much extra fight, it's crazy. So it's like so much more of a challenge on BFS. But this little Jackson Tiny Squid has been slaying it. This little 1/8 ounce Jackson Tiny Squid. Actually, it looks like I bent the hook a little bit. I can't tell. But yeah, it's been doing really well on this rod. SLX BFS. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Hey, what's up guys? I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little video. I know it's been quite some time since I uploaded last. I'm trying to get more consistent with it. I say that like every video. I know it's repetitive. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little review video and catches with the SLX BFS. If you guys want to pick this reel up, I'll have a whole variety of links down below. And heck, this reel's even available at BaitFinesseEmpire. And if you want to pick up a lot of the gear that I used in today's video, a lot of that's going to be available at BaitFinesseEmpire. If you guys are looking to pick up some of the best bait finesse gear, if you're wanting to get into bait finesse overall, I highly recommend BaitFinesseEmpire because that is a US company who has been doing everything he can to bring the American consumers the best BFS gear available. Now see, the advantage of having it in the US economy versus trying to buy it overseas is one, you might not be able to actually find it on a lot of websites in stock. And while that is cool to find them across in Japan, you can get them right here in the United States and be able to find everything you could possibly need to really satisfy the needs that you might have for different JDM gear. Trout minnows and stuff like that, even like this little trout minnow right here. This is the Duo Spearhead Ryuki. That right there is an awesome trout minnow if you're looking to get some trout BFS gear, and it's available at BaitFinesseEmpire. A lot of the lures that I used were available at BaitFinesseEmpire. And heck, if you're even wanting to get into something called ajing fishing, which is ultralight saltwater, even that's available at BaitFinesseEmpire. So if you guys want to pick up a lot of the gear that I use, pick it up at BaitFinesseEmpire. Just tell them Hunter sent you. There's no link or anything right now. Definitely there's a lot more great stuff coming this spring over to BaitFinesseEmpire. So do me a solid, go check them out. That is it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've really honestly been loving the SLX BFS. I've had a few more days out with it now. I use it for Ned rigs predominantly right now because it's just a phenomenal reel for casting that right there. And I've liked it a lot more than Curado BFS, to be honest with you. I'm surprised at the quality difference between that reel and the Curado BFS, but I'm not going to be picky about it. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like the video, whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, remember, fish fear me.